Hi guys, I just popped into the kitchen for a minute. I was heating up some, or I am heating up some lunch, and I wanted to show you what Ophelia's done in the last 2 hours. Here's what she looks like so far. She's already growing, and we'll continue to keep an eye on her. Okay, you guys, there we go. Let me get myself right. Okay, you guys, it's been another couple hours, and I just came out here. I'm getting ready to go outside and feed the birds, and I thought I'd check on Ophelia, so let's see what's going on. She's still coming up. We'll continue to watch her. We're getting closer to being able to use her. Stay tuned. Alright, you guys, if you remember, it was probably about 3 o'clock. It's been probably about 4 or 5 hours now. I accidentally fell asleep. I was really tired. And I fully expected that I was going to wake up and come out here and Ophelia would be ready to make bread. But guess what? She's not. This is the current situation. She just kind of stalled out. And let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Oh, she's acidic. Look, look. Look at how loose it is. If you remember, I did not dump any off when I started her again, because if you remember, I was looking down in the jar and I said, oh, this looks really healthy. There was no hooch on it, and it also had a lot of gluten strand to it, like it was ready to use right then and there. I didn't dump any off, so I would have to suspect that that's probably why I had a failure here. And so I'm going to show you what I do now. So bear with me, I'm doing this without my tripod. So I'm going to take her right over to the trash. And I'm going to dump off a significant amount. You see that going in the, well, you can barely see it, excuse my trash. There we go. Alright, and we'll come back over here and I just dumped off a whole bunch, as you can see. And so I guess I wasn't planning on this happening, and thankfully I don't have to make any bread. That's like a order or anything that's a huge issue. So I'm back to square one, and I'm going to put some more water in there, refeed her, and see if she doesn't come up, that we can utilize her tomorrow morning. And we just went over this early in the earlier video that I made, so I'm not going to show you the process again. I'm just going to add some water and some flour, and then we'll go from there. Stay tuned. I hope she comes back, but I'm pretty sure she will. Bye. Hi, you guys. I was just talking about my acidic starter and how I was going to refeed her, and then you saw me dump her off into the trash, and I got thinking to myself, maybe everybody doesn't know about how to dump off your starter and where to dump off your starter. So this I do believe, and this is not something that I've had to experience, thankfully, but why did I dump it off in the trash? Well, I saw quite a few posts through the year that I've been doing it now, and I saw quite a few posts showing that people were having problems with their plumbing getting plugged up, and that the reason why was because they were dumping their sourdough starter into the sink. And guess what? We own our septic system. It's not city, it's not public, it's ours. And so that's one thing that I don't want to screw up. So I pour mine off into the trash. Yes, I do. So just a point that I would like to make to you. about sourdough starter. Because as you know, maybe you know, it turns like rock hard if you don't use it. And it's hard to get off these vessels. I'm stirring this up right now as we talk. But
Racer will take them all home.
But I just thought that I would chime in here and let you guys know that, because that is one thing that I do not do. The only thing that you saw me do earlier today in my video was pour the hooch off into the sink. And I know that that's not active. That's just it's like almost like your sourdough starter is pressing out the liquid when it's in cold storage. So I'm not afraid to put the hooch into the sink, but I am afraid of plugging our pipes with sourdough. So, yeah. So, I'm refeeding her after I just poured all that off, and again, making it pretty thick, and it already smells a lot better because I knew it was going acidic because there was quite a pungent smell to it, sour. Yeah, so she looks like she's good now. I'm just going to scrape this off again. I can't believe how long I slept. It's terrible cold here. We've had winter storms all week, and now today, finally not really any snow, but it is cold and windy. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. This was probably going to take overnight now. So thanks for watching. Hi, you guys. It's Lori from Ophelia Sourdough Creations. Well, as I was showing you guys, my sourdough starter decided to go acidic in the previous video. So I dumped some off, refed it. Well, guess what? It didn't work, ×2. So did the same thing this morning. I was fully expecting that it'd be able to use this morning, but no, she decided she wasn't going to cooperate again. So no worries, I don't have any special orders or anything that I need to make. So poured some off this morning and started over again. So I want to show you what's going on now. This is the third try. She finally decided that she was going to cooperate. And I just want you to know I had to dump off about almost all of it. There was maybe up to about here left because she decided she was going to be acidic. So today I'm going to make some bread, and I want to try something different, something that I have never made before, but I have been seeing it. As I mentioned, we have had a very rough week of snow, and now the wind has picked up and we're dealing with snow and blowing snow. So I don't think we have a blizzard warning, but it's real close to being a blizzard. So anyways, let's go ahead and mix up this. I'm going to call it monkey bread, but I think I'm going to make it garlicky. I think I'm going to go with a twist of garlic, and maybe I'm going to throw in some mozzarella cheese because that's kind of what I like. So let me get my stuff together here. Let me get my bowl. I usually always use my Tupperware bowl because I normally prepare it in double. I double my ingredients. So get this ready. I need to get my scale out, which I need to find where I put it. There it is. Got my scale out because, as I said, this is the only time that I actually weigh anything. So I set my bowl on the scale first, and then I incorporate my ingredients so that when I turn it on, it shows 0. Which right now we have 0. So then I'm going to go over and get my lukewarm water. I typically use about 550 grams of water. So we're going to start putting this in. Oh wow, and that was really close. That's weird. No, I hit it right at 550 and then it jumped up to 560. I'm going to take a little bit off. I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference, but okay. We're sitting at 552 now. So now I'm going to add my starter. And typically I use 125 grams of starter. So, whoop, and I need to zero this out. And here we go. 125. I don't know if anyone told you, but a way that you can tell if your sourdough starter is ready to use is if it floats. That is somewhat a way that you can do it. Although it's not always true. Well, maybe it is all the time. But anyways, I got my starter in there now. This is what it looks like. And as you can see, she's floating. There is some on the bottom, but for the most part, she's floating. And now we're going to stir her up. A lot of people use different utensils to do this. I do have the whiskey thing, but it's dirty right now, so and I'm not going to bother washing it. I'm just going to use my... Now I mix this up till it makes almost like milky like substance. Everything is all mixed into the water. So again, we've got 550 of water, lukewarm, and then we've got 125 of sourdough starter there, and it's all mixed up real nice. Can't get you in any closer to show you better. Maybe if I lift this up. No, it is all the way up. So, okay. So now we've got this all incorporated. And now we're going to add our flour. I always go with flour next because the other ingredients that I put in, I don't like to put them directly into the sourdough starter. Okay, we've got this all mixed. We added about 600 grams now of water, I'd say, to get it all mixed up. And that's pretty much what it looks like right now. And we're going to set this off to the side for about 30 minutes. And we'll come back and start our stretch and folds. All right, my husband just yelled action, so here I am again. 30 minutes has gone by, and we're gonna start our first round of stretch and folds on my dough that I'm currently making. So let's do this. I just uncovered it. As you can see, this is what it looks like at the moment. Get this up. And we're gonna start our first round. Just washed my hands. Gonna dip them in just water so that my hands are nice and wet because this likes to stick. And we're going to scoop under, and then we're just gonna gently pull it up and fold it in. And it's already sticking. More water. Rotate just a little bit, pull up and fold it in. This is still a little bit dry here, so I'm going to pour a little bit more water in there. Get my hand wet again. Kind of squeezing and folding it up. Again, going from the bottom up into it. And I'm going to add a little bit more water because I don't like how dry this is. And we're going around. Just giving a little squeeze and pulling it up. Oh, this looks good right here. Okay. A little scratch on the sides of the bowl. Just getting the stuff off the sides and putting it on top. This is looking real good now. Yep. Let's see what we've got. A little stretch and fold. Okay. We're going to let this sit for another 15-20 minutes. The top on. come back. Okay, we're going in for round 2 of the stretch and folds of my dough that I'm creating right now. So my timer just went off. It's been about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna show you what we've got. And I want you to notice that every single time that we stretch and fold in between our set times, the dough structure changes a little bit. So this is what we've got now. And you can see there is some moisture that you can see up here. And it is starting to form gluten structure. And I get my hands wet again over here. And I'm just going to reach in again. And I'm going to pull it up. And I'm going to fold it over. And I'm going to just turn it quarter. Fold it over, and I can see this is really starting to form some structure now. Wet my hands, get in here, pull it up. See this right here? This is gluten starting to form. And as you can see now, when I'm pulling it up, it's starting to stretch. That's gluten. And that's how we start to form our gluten strands. And this will be my last one for this round. And there we go. And we're just going to cover it again. Got just a touch of dough on my hand. And we're going to come back after it another time after 20 minutes. And I want to tell you, a lot of people say a certain number of stretch and folds, like 3 stretch and folds, 4 stretch and folds. You know what? It all depends on what your dough looks like when you're doing them. You will be able to tell when it's ready to double in size to ferment. So let's come back after 20 minutes and see what she looks like. And this may only take 3 times, but I won't know until I do another round of stretch and folds. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, we're back for round 3 of the stretch and folds. And this may be the final one. We're gonna check it out and see what we think. Once again, here is my product. It's been sitting for 20 minutes. And we're going to do round 3 of stretch and folds, wetting my hand again, reaching under and pulling up. And look, she's really starting to build some gluten structure. Just turning a quarter turn and going around the bowl and stretching. And it's looking really good right now. I think this may actually be the final one because it looks really good. So what I'm going to do here, now that I'm convinced that this is a good dough, it looks good, I think she's ready to sit for a little while and double in size. And I grab my scraper. Everyone should have one of these. These are wonderful tools to use. And I'm just going to scrape the whole bowl down. And that way I'm just getting everything all into my dough. This is the part where some people start doing your other folds, which they call coil folds. Yes, I could do it, but I don't ever do it because I just don't feel the need to do it. My dough comes out perfectly fine when I just do stretch and folds. And I'm just kind of turning it a little bit and making sure that everything is incorporated from off the sides of the bowl. And this looks really good, and it smells even better because I did put some garlic into it. So there we go. We're going to let this sit now and double in size. Stay tuned.